just a little gem of a song. What's up, friends? Today we're checking out the song Flower by Jisoo. It's from her latest mini album, Me, which has Flower and All Eyes on Me. There's a lot of hype for this. All of the other members of Blackpink have had solo songs come out. Rose, Jennie, Lisa, they've all killed it. So, as with everyone else, I'm super excited to see what Jisoo has to add to the equation. We'll be looking at this song from the perspective of a songwriter and producer, so expect a lot of pauses to go over specific elements and parts of the song. I really like the 808 they're using right here. It has a really interesting sound. It almost sounds like a deep bell. I think that's fun. So just like an 808 and then a snap for the drums, and then you just have these little vocal runs going on top of that melody. It's cool. It's a nice, easy vibe with a lot of space to it. Nice, clear vocal out of Jisoo. A lot of that like low, mid range of her vocal being emphasized makes me think they're maybe using like a Shure SM7B or microphone similar to that that's emphasizing that kind of meatier portion of her vocal. I really like the instrument they have doing those chords as kind of a response to the bass. It almost sounds like a plucked string, like a pizzicato string, but it's like a little different, and so it makes me think it's more likely some sort of synthesizer that just has that nice plucked sound. I think it's interesting that they didn't add any instrumentation to this pre-chorus part. They just added other vocal layers, doing a little bit of doubling, a little bit of harmonizing to help build in to that next section, mainly doubling. Now that I think about it, I don't hear that many harmonies going on there, but just adding more and more depth to her vocal. Also having her go up in terms of where she's singing. So her range, she's going more toward that higher edge of her vocal, which is helping to build that excitement because we're not adding any instruments here. You know, it's just the exact same instrumentation we had during the verse. So you got to build it somehow, and you build it just with the vocal. Smart. Keeps it sparse. Oh. I was wrong. That was not a pre-chorus. I thought it was a pre-chorus because it functioned a lot as a pre-chorus. This was the actual pre-chorus. And here you have the percussion basically taken away. You have a little bit of cymbal work, like electronic cymbal work going on in the high end there. A little crash, splash type of sound. And then you have a really intricate keyboard part that's doing this whole like really fast arpeggios of these chords coming out of that synth. Sounds really cool. It's very different from what we've experienced so far. There's a lot of sparseness in the instrumentation, and now those instruments are creating this whole lush atmosphere. So it's a big break off from the verse. I love the vocal manipulation to create this hook here. It's so cool. I love the way they're pitching. It's probably her vocal, I'm guessing, that they're using to just create this whole different thing, and it just sounds so excellent using that same instrumentation that we've seen from the verse, but just stepping it up by having this super cool hook, this very EDM dance hook. It's still a chill song. Like, we haven't gotten so involved with the drums that it's like picked up into an EDM type song, but that hook is very EDM. I really like how that hi-hat and that kind of shaker hi-hat thing comes in to add these little elements to build up the speed in a way, the feeling of speed for that chorus as well. It's cool. That chorus is just rad. It's a very, very cool chorus. The smart thing with having such a sparse instrumentation in the first verse is that if you even add just like one little thing into the second verse, it makes it sound so different. So before, we had just the pluck, and now we have a pluck and a held out kind of string sounding synth there. That's adding so much rhythmically to the song. It's still keeping in the groove of what we heard for the first verse, but it's taking it in a new direction. Also sounds like there's a little bit of extra percussive work going on here. They're adding in those hi-hat shaker, that element from the chorus, putting it in the second half of the verse, which has her going into her higher register. Just great. We're bringing something back from the chorus. We're like kind of pushing and pulling with the energy of the song using instrumentation. We added in that stuff for the chorus, and then we took it back, added something different in that was more chordal, more harmonic in nature, and then we put back in that percussive idea that we had from the chorus before. I didn't notice this the first time through that pre-chorus, but I noticed it more this time, and it's really cool that we have kind of two arpeggios layered on top of each other. We have one that's doing a real slow arpeggiation, and then one that's just going much faster in a higher frequency above that. Very cool. I really like how that's arranged. I think it's super dope. Also, I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned Jisoo's vocals enough during this. She has been fantastic. She sounds so good. Just a lot of restraint in the right areas and then coming through and adding energy in the right areas. There's a really nice balance in her vocal performance here. Then interesting that they didn't add that other element that they got from the second verse, that new harmonic element, onto this second chorus. They basically did exactly what they did on the first chorus. It still sounds great. And it's probably not there because they didn't want to distract too much from the information that you already have in that second chorus. Also, I think that dance move is so brilliant, just that like subtle move of the hips to start that chorus. It's so simple, and yet it's so functional for what's being done in the song. I know it's easy to remember. A lot of great choreography in general. The music videos have been phenomenal. I'm not really focused on that, but just thought I'd point it out. Interesting bridge. Taking a lot of ideas from that pre-chorus, but simplifying them. We don't have a harmony layer going on in such a strong way as we did in the pre-chorus. It's more of just her solo vocal. And it sounds like there's not the two arpeggios on this one. It's just like the one. And we don't have that crashy, splashy sound that's going on in that like upper edge, which is helping us pay a little bit more attention to her vocal. It's helping kind of strip things back more, taking away the rhythms, not doing as hard as what we did on the other pre-chorus. I love the hey, hey, and kind of her head voice range on that last part. It adds this kind of new excitement to that primary kind of hook melody that comes from that manipulation of her vocal. It sounds fantastic. Just a little gem of a song right there at the end. Yeah, that's cool. I really like how they do that. Great music video. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the song. I think they killed it production-wise. You can tell Teddy was involved with some of the melody writing and lyric writing for that one for sure, which makes sense, I mean, how would it be if he didn't work with Jisoo on her solo thing? He's worked with the other girls, so makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I think that one's sick. I really like that one. That's one to put on playlists. It's a baller song. It's a jam. Really simple, you know? Nothing too complicated. Nothing too kind of out of this world. But the rhythms work really well together. The elements fuse in a nice way. It has this cool kind of pizzicato string vibe, but it's more synthetic. Great production of her vocals. She performed phenomenally. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this song. Hope it gives you some insight into the song itself. Helps you enjoy it even more. If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, check out my music. My latest thing is an EP with my band Jack Jack. It's called Decay. I think you'll probably like it if you like this stuff. And we've got new music that's going to reflect this vibe to some cool pizzicato parts. So that's it. Catch you on the flip.